Hey friends, it is late Monday night. It's been a wild and crazy couple of days. I don't even know where to start. I'm going to give you a life update first, and then I'm going to do my haul video because I finally got my Michaels order, and I have a Hobby Lobby order in front of me from, was it Thursday? I think it was Thursday. Yeah, it had to be Thursday because Thursday I was an emotional wreck. I will just start with saying this. As you know, I am doing several different collaborations between crochet, paper crafting, and whatever. I'm still going to be doing those. I just don't know how often or when. I'm, of course, going to finish the spring craft along with Rainy over at the Woolly Llama shop. I committed to it. I'm going to finish it. I'm going to finish Duck Duck Dishcloth with Missy over at Missy's Yarniverse. It just may take me some more time. And then all the different paper collaborations that I'm doing are kind of just a come in, come out as you need to. I can be honest with you, I haven't done Hearts all year or Deck the Year in a couple of weeks, I don't think. I don't want to go into too many details right now. We had Mom's appointment on Thursday morning with the new doctor, which I absolutely love her. She's fantastic. She took all of my concerns to heart. And right away the doctor said, now I might get some nasty comments because I have lost some viewers, some subscribers, whatever, since I started talking about my mom's health. But I'm going to be honest with you, this is my only outlet. This is it. So they did what's called a slums test with my mom. And what that is it's like a test that a primary care physician can give to see where they would score if dementia's the case. And I know I'm not saying that properly, but you get what I'm saying. So anyways, they did the slums test with her, and she struggled. It was so hard sitting there watching her do this test and struggling with so much of it. Now, the reason they had to do this test was because they wanted to get her into neurology, but to do that, to get a referral, you have to do this test. And yeah, there's just a whole process with Medicare, I guess, and all that kind of stuff out here. So we did the blood work. Her blood work came back fine. Nothing is causing the cognitive impairment, I think is what they called it. And then once the slums test is done, then the primary care doctor will add up the scores. And then if they score anywhere at all, even in the very low end of dementia, that puts you into referral for neurology. So when they did Mom's scores, they said that she was on the low end. They didn't say how low. It did not sound like it was the lowest end, though. It was just low. And then they put a referral into a neurologist. Unfortunately, the one here in Kingman because he's the only one here in Kingman, has about a 1-year waiting list. There was another one in Bullhead City who was also recommended to us that is very good, that has a much shorter wait. So the doctor put in the referral for that neurologist and put it in stat. So like an emergency ASAP, let's do this now. And so we have an appointment with neurology in 1 month. And then the primary care doctor proceeded to tell me that once she gets into neurology and gets under his care, she is likely going to have to go to a memory care home because it's getting harder here at home. Her confusions, some days are good, some days are like tonight, for example, I was sitting out in the living room with my daughter and her husband and Levi, and we were watching that new movie David on the first and second, the books 1st and 2nd Samuel. And she came out and just kind of stood there and looked around. And then once she saw me, she was okay and she went back to her room. So there's been a lot of confusion there. And then after her appointment, she wanted to go to the bank and get her money so she could go to McDonald's and get some lunch. She asked me to take her to lunch. I said, okay. Because she's been doing really good with, low sodium diet and no junk food and stuff like that because I've been taking control of it. And so as we're driving to McDonald's, which I just went to the one that's closest to us, which is the one up on Route 66. I had been holding it together for nearly an hour. I didn't want to cry in front of her. I didn't want to make her feel like, everything's her fault or anything because she's already going through so much. And then she said to me as I turned on to Andy Devine, which is Route 66, she looked over at me. And she said, thank you for being honest in there. Thank you for telling them everything. Thank you for taking care of me. Thank you for taking me to my appointments. And all these other thank yous. And at that point, I just lost it. I looked over at her and I briefly looked over at her because I was driving. But I told her, I said, Mom, I can't do this anymore on my own. I said, we're doing these appointments so I can get you some help. I said, so you can get the help you need that I cannot provide you. And so backtrack to the doctor's office. After they gave the scores and we got to talking, the first thing my mom said was like, I don't have dementia, do I? And they can't confirm nor deny it because they're not a neurologist, and it has to be a neurologist that gives that diagnosis. So, and then after the appointment was done, they had the nurse take my mom back out to the waiting room, and the doctor talked to me one-on-one. How many doctors do that anymore? They don't. So, the reason you haven't seen me for a couple of days is because I've just been trying to process this journey that we're taking. I've just been trying to process all of the what's next what's going to happen. I've been just spending time with my mom, with my family. My mom had a couple of good days and all of that. And then it was right back to, she's somewhere in there. I never wanted to travel down this road. I never wanted to travel down this road. I have to remember that God's got a plan for everything, for everyone's life. There's a reason for it. And I'm going to trust Him. So all I can do is just trust Him and lay it at the foot of the cross and give it to Him. It reminds me of the story in the Bible when they're in the boat and they're scared because the winds, waves are so treacherous. And this man that comes on the boat, they don't know it's Jesus at the time. And He calms the winds and the seas. He makes a way for them. And I believe that's what He's going to do for us. As hard and as painful as this is right now, I do believe and trust that He's going to make a way for us to get through this. So, I know I've been saying it a lot in the last year to just be patient with me, and I'm really asking for your patience right now. Like I said, I might lose subscribers over this because I lost subscribers and views when I started talking about my mom's health in the first place. But, you know, I feel like we're all family. You guys have a right to know too. And I want to keep you guys in the loop. I want to be honest with you. But, you know, with my current living situation, this room, this is my life right now. I'm in here pretty much all day, every day. It's very hard to be out in the living room. I'm sure things are going to change when everybody starts work, you know, when they start with their work and whatnot. But it's just been easier for me to just isolate in here, I'll be honest with you. And if you're seeing light behind me, it's a jellyfish lamp. There's like 2 jellyfish. They're not real. It's just like a novelty thing that Levi got at Home Depot. So that's what you're seeing behind me is the jellyfish lamp. But yeah, I'm just asking you guys to be patient with me because I don't know what one day to the next is going to bring. There's probably going to be a lot of doctor's appointments in this very near future. But yeah, this video is already 14 minutes, so I'm going to make the whole video for a separate video. I'm going to get that recorded so I can get all this stuff put away. It's on my desk in my way. But I will have videos this week. They're just going to be scattered. They're going to be spread out. So anyways, okay, I'm going to go. Now you have a life update, what's going on here. But I'm going to jump off of here so I can record, get this one uploaded, and record my next one. Okay, so love, hugs, and prayers to you all. I'll see you again very soon, okay?